Alright. Now is our chance to call Linda and Janice to send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy, and Lamar to Sydney, Australia.
That's a good idea. This will teach them a lesson for making my feel better along with Bowser.
Hello, this is Linda speaking.
And this is Janice speaking. Who is calling us?
Hi Linda and Janice, this is Keisha Gravely.
And this is Tayshawn Gravely. We are calling to tell you, because Lamar, Chloe, Sophia, and Zizzy just made my Brooklyn feel better along with Bowser yesterday, and we already spanked him for that. So we would like you two to send them to Sydney, Australia, please.
I'm sorry, but they are going to stay in Canada. Besides, they did the right thing, because my electronics got depleted along with Lightning McQueen's shield energy 2 days ago. And we are going to say this once, and once only. It's not a good enough excuse to spank Lamar just because he let the Triplets and Bowser make me feel better.
Yeah, we do not accept that.
Well, Carl and Lucy told us yesterday what happened. And we are going to tell you right now. We gave our son a spanking for a reason. So right now, this is serious. First, leave Dubai and move to Canada. Then, send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy and Lamar to Australia. Finally, leave Sydney and return to the United Arab Emirates. Okay.
Excuse us, but we don't think we can do that. Besides, Sydney, Australia is a bit too chilly for them, so I'm afraid they can't go. And when they had the right to make my Brooklyn feel better along with Bowser, that is no reason to give Lamar a spanking. So he doesn't want to live with his abusive parents like you two anymore, because he's fed up with it.
We don't care about that.
Seriously, Linda and Janice, we're not gonna repeat this again. First, leave Dubai and move to Canada. Then, send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy and Lamar to Australia. Finally, leave Sydney and return to the United Arab Emirates. Okay.
Please, Keisha and Tayshawn, it's not even 6:30 yet, so we have to wait for about 4 hours.
Oh, for crying out loud, Linda and Janice.
How many times do we have to go over this? We're not joking around, and we are not kidding. First, leave Dubai and move to Canada. Then, send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy and Lamar to Australia. Finally, leave Sydney and return to the United Arab Emirates. Okay.
Alright, Keisha and Tayshawn, this is getting on our nerves now. We are not going to send them to Sydney, Australia, and that's final.
Linda and Janice, for the last time, they are going to Sydney, Australia, because they made my Brooklyn feel better along with Bowser. So,
Keisha and Tayshawn, don't start with this. Linda and Janice are not going to send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy and Lamar to Sydney, Australia, and that's the end of it.
I agree with my sister.
we beg your pardon, but we are almost done talking to Linda and Janice. So please let us finish.
My wife and I have to agree with that. Like they said, Sydney, Australia is a bit too chilly for Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy and Lamar, so they can't go. Besides, they did the right thing by making Mai feel better along with Bowser, because her old electronics got depleted along with Lightning McQueen's shield energy 2 days ago. So, leave Linda and Janice alone.
And like we told your kids before, we are almost done talking to Linda and Janice. So the reason why you have to let us finish is because Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy and Lamar need to get punished.
Yeah. So no, we're not going to leave them alone until...
We don't ever want to hear about it. Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy, and Lamar are staying in Canada, and that's the end of it. So,
don't you even dare hang up on us until we're done talking?
Oh, for crying out loud. I can't believe the waiters and their kids stopped you from calling Linda and Janice to send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy, and Lamar to Sydney, Australia.
I have to agree with that. This is unacceptable.
So I'm afraid I am going to have to call the police to arrest Linda and Janice, because they refused to listen to Mr. and Mrs. Gravely after they told them to send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy, and Lamar to Sydney, Australia.
Please, Miss Trunchbull, Linda and Janice don't want to go to jail. I'm sorry, Mrs. Casagrande, but this is what they get for refusing to listen to Mr. and Mrs. Gravely.
Linda and Janice, you two are under arrest for refusing to listen to Mr. and Mrs. Gravely after they told you to send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy, and Lamar to Sydney, Australia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. To the police car we go. It's jail time for you, which is until the weekend.
Excuse me, officers, but there's no way Linda and Janice are going to get arrested.
We're sorry, but we just received a call from Miss Trenchwell and they told us that Linda and Janice refused to listen to Mr. and Mrs. Gravely after they told them to send Chloe, Sophia, Zizzy, and Lamar to Sydney, Australia. Now if you don't mind, we have to take them to jail.